Brian Urlacher, former Bears player and Hall of Famer, and you're watching the Boys Podcast.
Every game, we expect Brian to make a sack.
And here comes Urlacher, and down he goes! Urlacher tracks him down!
We expect him to make an interception.
Throws up the middle of the field, intercepted! It's picked up by Brian Urlacher!
We expect him to make a big hit.
Brian Urlacher, who has just been nothing but sensational.
And in the crunch time, we expect him to make a play that tells everyone, hey, it's time to go.
Now we have lightning. Collins, blitz coming, he saw it.
Urlacher's doing pretty well.
Yes, he is.
He's a guy that they were all worried about. They drafted him number one. He timed that blitz perfect.
My bad, Toe. My bad, dude. I did on accident.
He's a great competitor that doesn't allow the game not to be fun.
Now we're having fun, see? See what happens when you have fun?
Welcome back to another episode of the Boys Podcast. I have a very, and I mean very special guest today. My guest today is a beast on and off the football field. He's a former NFLer, a 2017 college and 2018 Pro Football Hall of Famer, 2000 9th overall pick for the Chicago Bears, 2000 Defensive Rookie of the Year, 2005 Defensive Player of the Year, 8-time Pro Bowler, 4-team First Team All-Pro, and many more. So may I present to you the one, the only, the legendary, the brick wall himself, Mr. Brian Urlacher. Welcome, Brian.
Thanks, Joseph. That was a good intro. Appreciate that. Always nice to hear those stats.
That's so many accomplishments. That's amazing. Honestly.
We had some good teams there. Some good teammates, some good coaches for all those years. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. Now, Brian, what have you been up to? How you doing, Brian?
Doing good. So we live in Arizona now, so I play a lot of golf. I don't ride my bike. I used to ride my mountain bike quite a bit, not as much anymore. I started doing the Peloton, and then we just chasing our kids around. They're all in college now, but we do see them quite a bit. So it's been kind of busy the last couple of years.
That's cool. I know. Isn't Kennedy at Notre Dame?
Yeah. So our son's at Notre Dame. He's a freshman this year, so they're in the playoffs this week. Got a big playoff game at home versus Indiana, so we're excited about that, and hopefully they can win that one and play, I think, the Sugar Bowl's next one in New Orleans. If they get past Indiana, they'll go down to New Orleans. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I'll pray for Kennedy. I got that.
Thank you. Yeah, just pray for a win. How about that? Let's get a win.
I got you. Go Irish.
Yes.
Now, what made you want to become a football player? Who just has your biggest inspiration growing up? Like, did you have a favorite team growing up? Least favorite team? Favorite players?
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're not going to like this one. So growing up, football-wise, man, I love the Cowboys, man. So I grew up in New Mexico, and they were good. So early 90s, they won 3 Super Bowls. I think 92, 90, or 91, 92, and I think again 94. So that was my team growing up. They were the closest to us where I grew up. My dad was a Cowboys fan, so it was an easy choice for me. We all watched them on Sundays. So that was my squad. Still a Cowboys fan today. I root for the Bears as well, but I'm still number one Cowboys fan.
Is there like a favorite player? Did you like a favorite player growing up?
Yeah, so Darren Woodson was my favorite player. I don't know if you know who that is. He was a safety for the Cowboys back in the day. Number 28, played here at Arizona State University. And then the reason I liked him is because I thought I was a big safety in high school. I was 6'4", 200 pounds. And Darren's probably 6'2" or 6'3", a couple hundred pounds. So I thought I was comparable to him when I was younger. I used to think I was as good as him. I was not, but he was the guy I tried to kind of mold my game after.
That's very cool. Honestly, so if the Bears face the Cowboys, who are you rooting them for? I'm curious. Probably Cowboys. It's your hometown team, or?
Well, who did I bet on? How about that? I'm rooting for the team that I bet on that game. That's what I'm rooting for. That's a tough one, man. Depends on the situation, I guess. But it's hard to get away from rooting for your home team, man. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a hometown thing.
Yeah, not a hometown, but it's a team I rooted for since obviously I have allegiance to the Bears. So I was drafted there, but from a young age all the way till now, I've been a Cowboys fan. So it's hard to get away from that.
Is there a team you didn't like?
Yeah, the Redskins, and I still don't. My brother, they're in the Cowboys division, so there's you don't like teams in your division, so didn't like the Redskins. My brother will like the Redskins, so there's a little head button right there. So yeah, still the Redskins, I guess.
So you don't like the Redskins, then the Eagles and the Giants? That's
so no, we'll stop at the Redskins, and now it's the Redskins and the Packers. How about that? Because that's the Bears biggest rival too is the Packers. So we'll go with those two teams.
Damn cheeseheads.
Yeah, and they're all what's frustrating is they're always good. It's
Yeah.
even more annoying as a Bears fan because they've had a good quarterback the last 40 years. They went from Brett to Aaron, and now they got Jordan Love. So they're spoiled.
Yeah, that's true. Now, what was your pregame snack, drink, song, and ritual? What did you say?
So pregame snack was usually our trainer Tim Breen would always put 2 chocolate chip cookies in my locker, so I'd eat those,
Okay.
and then Mike Brown and I used to split a candy bar before the game, and we finish it off at halftime. So, but drink wise, I just drink Gatorade on game day most of the time. Some Pedialyte maybe. Songs, man, I not really a particular song. Just I had a playlist that I went through before the game. Before we went out to work out, I had a playlist, and we come in for that 20 minutes before the game started after our workout, and I do a different playlist then. So pretty much the same thing the whole time. Not superstitious, but I did believe in eating those cookies every day on game. I'll tell you that much.
The cookies, you said?
The chocolate chip cookies, man. You had to have those every game. Tim made sure they were in my locker every game.
Okay.
It's a big
So
deal.
next time I see you, bring you some cookies, you're saying?
Chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies, yes.
And when you guys split the candy bar, was it always the same candy bar? I'm just
So
curious.
sometimes it was, whatchamacallit. Sometimes we had, I think sometimes we go Twix, left Twix or right Twix. Just depends on what we remember to buy. I don't think we were not picky. I'll tell you that much.
I've never had a whatchamacallit. Are they good whatchamacallits? I've never
Dude,
had.
they're kind of old. So you're kind of young. So they're older candy bar, but they're probably my top 3 favorite. I mean, they're in my top 3. They're good.
They still sell them. I just never had them like that.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I know. I still get them when I see them. I still get them.
Wow, that's really cool. And then you said with your music, is there any certain art, like any top 3 you listen to?
So now I'm all over the place. I was country, I was rap, I was rock and roll, I was everything. Mostly country, and then right before the game, I would go to some hip hop and some rap stuff just to get a different little frame of mind, I guess, before I went out there.
And you're like a beast. I could see oh man, I can imagine you on
You'd be surprised what I listen to, Joseph. You'd probably make fun of me if you heard my playlist for my pregame mix. Most people, if they knew it, would make fun of me.
Sorry.
That's all right.
How did it feel to be drafted 9th overall in 2000 by the Chicago Bears? Like, who was there to witness it? Like,
it was awesome, man. It was, I was just happy to be drafted. First of all, coming from where I came from, it was cool to get the opportunity to play in the NFL and then to go in the first round to one of the most storied franchises in NFL history. The charter franchise in the NFL was really cool. I had a draft party there in Albuquerque with all my family and friends. So there's probably like 50 or 60 people there. The funny thing was Mel Kiper had me pegged to go to the Bears. The minute the NFL season was over, he projected me to go to the Bears at number 9. So that's, it wasn't surprising to me that they drafted me, but it was still, he had me going there and then had some good meetings with them leading up to the draft and ended up drafting me.
That's really cool. Any other teams met up with you besides the Bears? Do you remember any?
I met with a lot. I flew to the Jets. I took a visit to the Jets. God, I think I might have went to I went to like 3 or 4 different teams to take visits. And at the combine, you meet with everybody. All the teams are there, so you have meetings with all of them. But the Bears were I met with them at the combine, and I took a visit there as well. So they showed the most interest in me.
That'd be so cool. Like to be hearing your name on the stage. That'd be so cool. I'm sorry, just imagine.
It was cool. The draft is much different now than it was when I was drafted. So when I was drafted, there was 5 or 6 guys that were invited to the draft. Not like now you get the first 300 picks get invited to the draft to get to walk across the stage. So much different now than it was when I got drafted. I think there was 5 or 6 guys there, and I was not one of those guys. I was at home, but still, yeah, it was cool to hear my name called on that stage.
The Chicago Bears selected.
Yes, it was cool, and it was Paul Tagliabue. It wasn't Commissioner Goodell. It was Paul Tagliabue when I was my rookie year. He was the commissioner.
That's cool. So yeah. What's even more crazy, Brian? I'm not trying to make you sound older, but a year later, I was born, which is crazy.
Yeah, bro, I'm old. so you're probably the same age as what are you, 23?
Going to be 23 in 10 days from now.
Yeah, so my daughter just turned 24, so she was born my rookie year. There you go. So it's I am old, bro. It's okay. You don't make me feel old. I am old. It's all right. I can deal with it.
Now, how did it feel to win Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year? How was that? Like,
that's cool. The individual awards to me were always fun, but they're team awards. Without your teammates and your coaches, those don't happen. So I was honored to be the guy that received them. But at the same time, the year I got Defensive Player of the Year, we had four or five guys get votes that year for Defensive Player of the Year. I got the most votes, obviously, but we had a bunch of guys on that list. So I won it that year, but we had a bunch of guys that could have got it as well.
That's cool. Well, I think you deserved it, in my opinion, both.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. A bunch of people felt that way as well, but like I said, there's a lot of good guys playing around me that helped me get to that level as well.
Yeah, it starts with the teammates.
That's exactly, and your coaches as well.
Coaches, yeah, absolutely right. Now, favorite teammate you played with, and then person that you played against.
Damn, that's a hard question right there. So I had some great teammates, man. I had so many good guys I played with. If I got to choose one, I'm choosing Alex Brown. I played with Alex, I think, for 8 years, maybe 7 years. Just a happy guy. And I met Alex actually before we got drafted. I met Alex the year before I got drafted at a college awards banquet we both made. And he was a sophomore in college, and we have drafted him. So I knew him when we drafted him. Great teammate, great player, fun guy to be around. Guys we played against, I don't really know a lot of guys that well, honestly, that we played against. Zach Thomas was a good friend of mine now. I played against Zach a couple times. What a good dude. I really don't, I know guys, but I don't really hang out with a bunch of guys, if that makes sense. But they're all good. The quarterbacks, Green Bay had two of the best of all time, and Brett and Aaron the years I was there. So got to play against two Hall of Famers twice a year.
That's cool. Honestly, wow.
I know. Well, it isn't that cool because they're always good. So it was frustrating. It's cool because they're great players, but it's frustrating because they're always going to be really good because of them.
No, that's true. That is true.
I know.
No, do you have any cool locker room stories?
Oh man, dude, I got so many. Our locker room was a blast, man. We played kickball in there. I'm sorry, we played dodgeball, we played baseball, we played this stupid soccer game that we always knock lights out of the ceiling. So on Saturdays, we would play dodgeball. After our walkthrough, we'd go in the locker room. We'd split the locker room up. We'd put the laundry bins up or trash cans and separate the offense and defense. And we played dodgeball for 45 minutes. It was my favorite day of the week, man. We did that for probably my last 6 or 7 years. So Saturday was a big day because we always look forward to that. Just a bunch of dumb games. We were all big kids, you go to work and when you're not in meetings, you're trying to find ways to screw around in the locker room and have fun.
That's so cool. And then, so every single teammate play along with those games? I'm assuming
we all played. We split up offense and defense, and we hit their guy. The offense would hit us. We hit them, and we just played until there was no way left.
That's cool. I'm assuming defense always kicked ass.
Well, they had the quarterbacks, so believe it or not, they had pretty good arms. So, but they all linemen. But it was pretty even, honestly. I hate to admit it, but the games are pretty even. They may have had the edge against us, but they should. They had the quarterbacks. They had the guys that could throw it the hardest.
They got the Rockets.
They got the Rockets. Jay Cutler hit me right in the chest one time, and I had a big old red circle from where that dodgeball hit me. It was nice. Yeah, he hit me good.
That's cool. That's not cool, but that's cool. Like the stories.
That was fun. Yeah, I was out. This guy should have caught it.
Now, how does it feel to be in the College and Pro Football Hall of Fame? Like, can you walk me through that? Like when you got the call?
Yeah. So the College Football Hall of Fame was surprised to me because I didn't know I was up for it. So that's kind of something that you get out of the blue. I didn't know I was I didn't know I was a nominee. So it was really cool when they called me like, "Hey, you're going to be one of our inductees this year." So that was really cool. I didn't think my college career was deserving, honestly, of being at some of the level that a lot of guys in there are. So people thought I was, obviously, so I got in there. But and the Pro Football Hall of Fame that's the highest honor you can receive at our game. So that was cool. I was happy I got it on the first try because it's hard to get in there, man. There's some great players. Obviously, everyone there's a great player, but it's kind of stressful when you get that call or when they knock on your door and you figure out you're in. It's kind of a big stress relief because you're going to be in there after that.
I saw your speech too. Your speech made me tear up, by the way, your Hall of Fame speech.
Thank you. It made me tear up too. I was fighting it back up there the whole time.
My mother definitely taught me the importance of learning my way. Mother, thank you. If it wasn't for you, I definitely wouldn't be here today. Fortunately for my mother and the three of us, when I was 12, she met the man I considered to be my real dad, Troy Leonard. If my mother wasn't a good enough example of an exemplary work ethic, now I had another one of my stepfather. My dad went to work every day at 5:30 a.m. in the oil fields of Lovington. Not once did he complain. My dad's here tonight. Troy? I'm not doing it. I'm still not going to do it. Troy, you're not only my father, you're not only my stepfather, you're my father. Thank you, Dad, for helping a young boy who needed direction and a role model, for coming into our lives when you did. All right.
But it's hard because you got your whole family. You're staring at your family the whole time. They're sitting in the front row while you're trying to talk about them, and your friends and your teammates are there. So it's kind of hard to sit there and talk about them while you're looking at them. So it's a tough situation, but it's a good situation to be in.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Is your jacket like framed up somewhere, like your Hall of Fame?
It's not framed up. It's in my closet where I put my suits. So it's in my suit closet. It's put away back there. I've only worn it twice since I was inducted, so it doesn't get a lot of use. But it's back there.
That's so cool. That you got sent a picture of that. I need to see that. Like I know I've seen like pictures.
Oh, you got a picture of me wearing it behind you there. Look at that one. That's what it looks like.
That's cool. That's really cool. Now, favorite players in the league right now, and be brutally honest. How do you feel about Caleb Williams? I'm curious. What do you think about Caleb?
I like Caleb Williams. I think he's gotten he's done pretty well this year. Honestly, you look at his turnovers are down. And I think as a rookie quarterback, that's the thing you really look at is, are they throwing interceptions? Are they having fumbles? And he's not doing that. He's taking care of the football. He's got some good stats, like yardage wise. I know the touchdowns aren't huge, but I think he's done well. He's gotten sacked a lot. I'm not sure if that's on him or the O-line. I don't know the call, so I can't speak to whose fault it is. But I think he's exceeded my expectations. I know he'll probably tell you he thought he should have done better, and as a competitor, you always want to do better. But I think the future looks bright for them at the quarterback position. I'll say that for sure.
That's true. Now, would you have any favorite players in the league? That's like Bear players and non-Bear players right now?
Yeah, right now for the Bears, I'm a linebacker fan, so Tremaine Edmonds is awesome. I've always liked DeAndre Swift. When he was in Detroit, he was awesome. When he was in Philly, he was awesome. And, when he's healthy with the Bears, he does a good job as well. Micah Parsons down in Dallas. I'm a big Micah Parsons fan. Another defensive guy. He wreaks havoc for offenses, so I'm a big fan of his.
Is there besides Micah Parsons? It's probably would be your answer, but anybody else you want the Bears to get? Like, who's your dream Bear right now?
I have no idea, man. I would probably go with an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman, honestly, because I feel like they impact the game more. The stability they bring to your team, whether it's a left tackle or a DN or someone who is magnified quite a bit when you have one of those positions filled for 7 to 10 years. It's a big deal. So I would probably choose someone like that if I could.
That's true. And who thinks the Bears are going to hire this offseason? Who do you want them to hire?
I have no idea. I don't even know who's on their list. It's probably going to be someone you're not thinking about, honestly. I feel like they always hire, besides Coach Fox, they hire an assistant coach, whether it's a D coordinator, offensive coordinator. They go along that route. They don't really hire coaches who've been established, if that makes sense. I mean, established as a head coach. Besides Coach Fox a few years ago, they've hired assistants and tried to make them to be their head coaches. So I'm not sure they're out there. Maybe they'll try something different this year because it obviously hasn't worked out too well what they've done the past 12 years since they fired Lovey. But Lovey was a coordinator before they hired him. He was a D coordinator in St. Louis. And they hired him. Worked out pretty good. 9 years, Super Bowl appearance, and then he goes 10-6 his last year, and for some reason gets fired. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what route they go.
Yeah, because I keep hearing Ben Johnson, Brian Flores. I keep hearing all that.
I gotta think Ben Johnson's going to be a candidate for every job. Right? He's going to get every interview out there because they're Detroit's offense has done great since he's taken over. So I would think he's going to be a candidate for every job out there. He's going to have he's going to be a busy guy in the offseason.
Oh, yeah. He's going to have a lot of meetings.
For sure. Yep.
Now, if you never were a football player, if you never went to football, what do you think your career would have done? And what other hobbies?
That's a good question, man. So where I grew up is oil field. My parents were, my dad worked in the oil field. My mom worked at a grocery store, but we didn't know any better. So that's probably what I would have done. If I hadn't gone to college and played football, I probably would have stayed there, worked in the oil field or in some kind of industry down there doing that. What was your second question? What are my hobbies? Oh, my hobbies. I love to play golf. I play golf probably 5 days a week here in Arizona. I love to fish. We have a home down in Florida, so I go fishing quite a bit, maybe once a month if I'm lucky, and hang out with my family. We have 4 dogs, so that is a lot there. They're very busy. My wife is a saint for taking care of them all the time. She's a really good dog mom. But yeah, so we stay busy with them. They keep us running around quite a bit.
What's your dog's names? What your 4 dogs?
So we have Nacho, who's a Pomeranian. We have Princess Corinne Lynn Urlacher III. She's a that's her made up name. Her name is Carrie. She is a golden retriever. Then we have Landry, we rescued Landry. He's a Papillon and a Chihuahua mix. And then we just rescued another one 5 months ago named Jake, and Jake is a red heeler. So yeah, we're busy with dogs.
I'm guessing Landry's named after Tom Landry.
I don't know. Well, he's from Texas. We didn't name him, but he's from Texas, and his name is Landry. So that's a good. That would be my guess as well. If I had to make one, it would be. That's the correlation there.
That's cool. And when you mentioned golf, Alice Cooper golfs in Arizona all the time. Huh?
Yeah, Alice lives over here in Scottsdale, probably 25 minutes from me. I played with him about 3 years ago. He's a good golfer. He's got to be in his mid-70s. He hits it really well.
Yeah, I love my 80s music. So
so do I. Yeah. Maybe not so much Alice Cooper, but I do like some 80s music. Maybe not the hard rock.
Now, favorite band or artist and type of music, and your favorite food.
Oh, so favorite band right now? I've always been a huge George Strait fan. I love country music. George Strait's one of my favorites. I love Jason Aldean, Morgan Wallen right now, Luke Combs, Cody Johnson. I love country music, so all those guys. Lainey Wilson, and my favorite foods. I can only pick one, just one thing.
You could do 3 if you need.
Okay, good. I like that. Okay, thank you. I'll take me a cheeseburger and French fries. Okay. I'll take any sort of seafood, crab, lobster, fish. Love any kind of seafood, oysters, and then I'm gonna go with pizza. I love pizza, man. And also anything my wife is cooking, I'll take that. She's a great cook, so anything she's cooking, sign me up for that.
Yeah, because if you don't like the food, you might be on the couch. I'm kidding.
I wish I didn't like it as much. I wouldn't be as fat as I was. But it's hard for me to stop eating when she's cooking because she's a great cook.
That's very cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
That was 80s music, like any other 80s. What do you like for 80s?
Oh, bro, the hair bands were all great. Def Leppard. My first concert was Cinderella in 2000. Oh, no, it was 1997. In college, you know who Cinderella is?
My favorite song is "Nobody's Fool" by Cinderella.
There you go, Cinderella. There you go. So they're my first concert I ever went to, at a bar in Albuquerque. Dang, dude, 80s. All the hair bands are great, right? I'm a big fan of all that 80s rock and the REO Speedwagon. All that stuff is great to me.
And REO and Styx, they're local to in the Illinois area. So.
Oh, they are. I didn't know that. I just like their music, man. They got good stuff.
That's cool. See, if you quiz me on 80s, I love my 80s music, especially. Like, I'm a big 80s head.
So was I growing up, and I still am now. There's some stations out here we listen to that play only 80s, so those are my favorite. I love 80s hip hop too. It was awesome. I'm sorry, was it 80? How about 90s hip hop? I don't know if there's hip hop in the 80s, so maybe 90s hip hop. I'll go with that instead. I don't think they had it in the 80s. Smart guy. You had me stuck on the 80s there for a minute. That's why I said it.
That's cool. Okay, did you like Huey Lewis at all? Huey Lewis in the News?
Yeah, good songs. Yeah, I like Huey Lewis in the News. They have some good songs there. Like I said, mostly all those 80s bands were great. They all had 2 or 3 really good songs, or some of them had a bunch. But even the ones that the bands you don't know of, all had 2 or 3 really good songs.
That's true. Because I actually interviewed, believe it or not, Huey Lewis. That's why.
Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah, he's been around. He's been around forever too. They got 15, 20 good songs at least, maybe top 10 hits.
He's a cool dude. He actually lives on a ranch in Montana.
Oh, nice. And he plays golf as well.
Probably.
He does. I've seen him in the Pebble Beach Pro-Am a couple years. I've seen him play in there. So pretty cool there.
That's neat. Now, favorite movies and TV shows, your picks. What's Brian's picks?
Okay, favorite movies. So I'm going to go with
Kindergarten Cop. Not gonna.
Kindergarten Cop's good. We're going to keep that between us. We're going to go with Braveheart, Gladiator.
Ooh.
Saving Private Ryan, Wedding Crashers, Old School. I'm giving different genres: comedies, serious drama. What else? I'm sure I'm leaving. You know what a movie's on that I cannot change when it's on TV is Shawshank Redemption.
Ooh, that's a classic.
When it's on, I can't change it, bro. It's just it's a mainstay. What was your other question there? Sorry, you said something else.
TV shows.
Let's go with Deadliest Catch, Naked and Afraid.
Okay.
I just, what I watched recently again for the second time? Entourage. I watched the whole 8 seasons of Entourage over again. Game of Thrones, obviously a big one. Everyone watches. I watch those. So yeah, those are probably my. But Naked and Afraid and Deadliest Catch are my. I mean, anything to do with Alaska shows, I'm in. The hunting, fishing, I love those shows.
I could see you liking. It's not like a hunting show, but The Bear. Did you hear The Bear? I could see you liking that show.
I don't know what that is. No.
It's like a chef show. It's based in Illinois.
No. Actually, we do watch the Gordon Ramsay show every once in a while, and I do enjoy watching the cooking shows. They're pretty intense, stressful.
It's not like a cooking show. It's like almost like a drama comedy. If that makes any sense.
I've never heard of it. I gotta check that out. Maybe I'll download some on my iPad and watch them when I fly back and forth to Notre Dame.
I heard it's really good. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, you don't watch it? Okay, gotcha. All right.
I hear it's good. I'm just trying.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out and see if I like it or not.
Appreciate it. Now, if you could choose anybody, dead or alive, like if you choose one person to have dinner with, who would you choose?
Damn, that's a good question, buddy. One person, dead or alive. Donald Trump. That's easy. I thought about that for a second, but there's really no. I played golf with President Trump a few times, so I got to hang out with him. But dinner would be a lot of fun as well. If there could be other people like my family there and stuff like that, that'd be really cool to get a chance to pick to bring some more and just see where he's at. Love that dude. He's awesome.
What advice would you give younger people who want to become a football player? What's Brian's advice?
Oh man, that's a good. So become a professional football player or just football player in general?
We could do both. You could
let's just play football. Well, number one, you're going to get hurt. So
yeah,
it's just a matter of when and how bad you're going to get hurt. You're not going to always succeed either. Everyone else is trying to be just as good as you. So don't be frustrated if you don't do everything you want to do right away, because football's a hard game. You're going to have to get beat down before you get to the top. So just don't always expect to be successful and learn to deal with defeat and come back from it.
That's true. I always stay humble. Remember where you came from.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, that's a good one as well. But yeah, you're not always going to be successful because everyone's trying to get to the same level. So just learn to deal with defeat and learn from it and get better from it.
That's true. And be compared when you play, it's different how much these players get paid now too.
Yeah, the salaries have gone way up, but they earn their money. I had no problem with that. The players earn their money. The salary cap should go up every year, and I like that they get paid as much as they get paid. I think it's great for the game. I think it's great for them, and they earn their money. I got no issue with how much money they're making. It's a great thing.
I'd get nervous playing football. To be honest with you,
man, I never got nervous playing. I got excited. It was always fun. It's when you know what you're doing, it makes it a lot easier. If that makes sense. Like for golf, I get nervous sometimes on the golf course because I don't exactly know what's going to happen every time. But on the football field, I knew exactly what I was supposed to do every play, so there was no reason to be nervous.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Now, in the future, would you be willing to come back on for a part 2, answer some fan questions?
For sure. Yeah, if you give me some good fan questions, just send me an email. We'll set something else back up for sure.
Perfect. Oh, before I ask you my last two, I was going to ask you, what was the meaning? Why do you have the number 54? Did they just assign that to you? Did you have a meaning?
No meaning. So when I got to the Bears after being drafted, I got there for a mini camp, and my locker had number 54 on it, and that's how it happened. Team Ed said, "There's your number." I said, "Okay, thank you." And that was it. There was no discussion of what number do you want to wear. It was just 54. So that's okay. It's a good number. It worked out pretty good.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's the way it worked. Yep.
Now, okay, before I ask you my last question, do you have any questions? Does Brian have any questions?
Well, good question. No, I'm not. I'm not very inquisitive. I like to be asked questions. I'm not the big question asker.
Oh, okay. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Since you want to know, okay, who's
this year?
Yeah,
it's going to be hard to get past Buffalo. I think it looks like Kansas City's going to go home for the advantage for the AFC. But Buffalo's defense is banged up as well. But I like Buffalo. The NFC is solid too. You got Philly playing good. You got Minnesota playing good. Detroit, I'm kind of down on Detroit right now with their defense is. There's too many injuries. You can't overcome that many injuries. I think they have 2 stars left from week 1. So it's hard to overcome that. I think that's going to catch up to them. They may not be able to get to the big game, but I think Buffalo can get there and win it.
So who's Buffalo facing? Who are they facing in the playoff, in the final?
Good question. I'm going to go with. Give me a second here. I'm going to surprise. Let's go with Green Bay. I think Green Bay is going to surprise some people in the playoffs because their quarterback's really good. They run the ball. Josh Jacobs is a beast. Their defense is starting to play better. They just won in Seattle a couple days ago. They played great on the road. So I'm going to go with I think Green Bay might be a surprise for some people.
So Buffalo, Green Bay, Buffalo wins. Final score prediction?
Final score 34-28. How about that?
If you're right, Brian, I will email you and say, what the hell?
Don't worry, Joseph. I'm not going to be right. I'm never right about that stuff. But it's a fun prediction, right? I mean, who knows? You never know. If it happens, that'd be pretty cool. But don't bet on that, okay?
Don't gamble responsibly.
Yeah, save your money. Don't bet on that.
Brian, is there anything you want to promote and shout at the viewers so the viewers can check out? Like, I mean, I'll promote.
No, man, I'm not a big promoter. I'm a big fan of our veterans, our military. My wife does a lot of stuff, charity work for animal shelters and dogs, stuff like that. But for other than that, man, we're pretty low key, and we try and stay quiet as much as we can.
Also, I could link down your social media pages, your Instagram, Twitter. I'm gonna link all your socials.
Sure, do whatever you want, man. I do Instagram, but the other ones I don't really mess with too much.
I got you. Well,
yeah.
Well, thank you and Brian for being an awesome, amazing guest. I had a fun time chatting with you.
Thanks for having me on, Joseph. I appreciate you, man. Good talk.
Yeah. Have a great day, everybody, and stay awesome. And you stay awesome, Brian.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. God bless you too, Brian.
Thank you.